just this is what I bought very recently from a street. Somebody was selling this painting, and this is a reproduction of it. And I loved it. This is something I wanted to share with you today. And very much related to what we're gonna do today, because you can kind of see the similarity, right? It's symmetric and totally black and white shapes, no grays, okay? So that's what's gonna happen in the assignment too, okay? All right, so the idea, the sequence of a project is you're gonna make a thumbnail sketch, small size thumbnail sketch, and then eventually you'll be making a big symmetric design on the Bristol eventually, which is very similar to assignment 1A, okay? So let's work on thumbnail sketch today, and that become your homework if, as you continue, all right? On your sketch pad, I want you to draw 4 squares. Okay. I want you to draw 4 squares because I want you to draw 4 thumbnail sketches. Okay. And I suggest you guys to draw each square to be 4 inch by 4 inch. Okay, so I'm going to mark 4 inch and make something in between and another 4 inch. Okay, this time I want you to be a little bit careful about the measurement. Okay, if I say 4 inch, I hope you make it as close as 4 inch. And then it's a square. So just do that. Same measurement, 4 inch, something in between. So I created 4 4-inch squares, okay? Next thing, this is gonna be a symmetric design, means left and right are equal. So I want you to make center divider, means 2 inch in the middle, using a 1 vertical line. I'll be careful, just like gonna do it straight, vertical. Yeah, so half of 2 inch is half of 4 inch is 2 inch, right? I marked 2 inch from the corner, and then I'm drawing a vertical line. All right. So each square is 4 by 4 inches, and has a center divider exactly in the middle. You get it? Okay. Well, so if you read my handout, this is your requirement. Compose a circle and the squares, total sum of 15 shapes. For example, 5 circles and 10 squares to make symmetric design. Okay, and make them overlap to additional shapes occur. So anyway, just you'll be composing 15 shapes, but that will be combination of circles and squares. Okay, so it can be 5 circles and 10 squares, or it can be 7 circles and 8 squares. It can be 3 circles and 12 squares, for example. Okay, so that's something you interpret as you like. Okay, so it's a combination of circles and squares. So let's draw squares on this. Okay, you can draw anyway, but it has to be symmetric. Say if you want to draw a square of 1 inch by 1 inch here, then I drew 1 square, 1 inch square here. That means you have to draw on this side the same thing. Okay, so I'm gonna draw another square of 1 inch by 1 inch on this. Okay, let's draw something in the middle. Okay, so say I'm gonna draw a square, but maybe going across 2 sides of the square. And this is actually square, but it's actually going to be extending to outside. For example, this one, this looks like a rectangular, but you are saying this is a square to go outside and it's being cropped. Does that make sense? But right now it's exactly center, so it's still a left and right is exactly similar, right? Let's draw something maybe around here. Let's draw another one here, for example. 1 inch square. In my head. I drew another square here, but now it's again left and right is basically similar, right? If you hide, left and right should be exactly the same, right? It's mirror, right? I can draw, how many did I do? 1, 2, 3, 4 squares. Right, let's do one more somewhere. I want to make something bigger. Maybe I can do something like that, big square. But again, it's gonna go outside of the picture plane. Okay, I drew another square, but it's again extending to outside. So you are allowed to make that shape to go out, extending to outside. Doesn't have to be all contained within the square. So I drew 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares. Let's move on to addition of some circles. And then in that case, you need a compass. And if you don't have a compass, probably you need something like this to draw circles, right? Okay. You may need a different size of tapes or lids of some, some container. But if you have a compass, you can draw many different sizes. So I'm gonna draw one circle. Maybe I can start from this corner. Let's say I'm gonna draw something like 1.5 inch diameter. If I draw one thing here, you have to draw exact same size on this side. And maybe I can draw something in the middle too. I'm gonna change the size, I'm gonna make it bigger. I can do smaller circle. One, two, three, four circles right now, right? Let's make it something even smaller here in different location. Then you start to feel like, do I need more shapes? I said 15. If you can make only 13, that's fine. Just I don't want to make it too small. Around 15 is actually a good number. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe I can do something small. Eight. 9. Oh, shoot. It shifted. I'm sorry. Okay. 9 plus 5, 14. I may make one more somewhere with square again. You know what? I'm gonna make one more. Yeah. I don't know. Make something in the middle again. That's 1.5 inch. All right. So actually, essentially, this one has 15 shapes I drew, combination of circles and squares. Some are cropped out, going out, extending to outside. Now, once you went like this, you realize that there are so many shapes, additional shapes came out as result of overlapping, right? Okay. Now, I want you to divide into black shape and white shapes. And first, probably you feel like you wanna just go with a pencil, right? So if I start to fill this place here as black shape, and left and right has to be equal, so I'm gonna continue this shape as black shape. And then one thing I want to talk now, it's a little bit confusing to keep the vertical line in the middle. So I'm going to erase the vertical line because I want left and right exactly the same. I'm going to just erase this for now. Okay. Now, this is black shape. That means this has to be white by next to each other. Now, Now I can make this black. Right? Now this can be black. When you have white shape, the neighbors has to be black. So essentially, what's going on here is there's no black contour line standing by itself. All black line become or blended into black shape. If once you start, everything is automatically decided. Left and right has to be exactly the same. Okay, so once this is black, the other side has to be black. Okay, do you get the idea? After you draw with a pencil, a compass and a ruler with those outline, you have to be filling in with a pencil to either make white shape and black shape. Okay, so at the end, you don't see any white, black contour line you started with. Everything is black shape and white shape. Of course, here I still see the black contour line for the outside, but everything inside is all no line, no outline. Everything is white shape and black shape right next to each other. Okay, so this give you idea. Black shape and white shapes are always interdependent, and positive shape and negative shapes are all interdependent. Okay, so that's what the assignment is about. Okay, so I want you to come up with 4 thumbnail sketches. Each one to be combination of around 15 shapes, and that consists of circles and squares. And left and right has to be exactly same. That's a requirement. Does it make sense? Any question? So you want to rather do with a pencil, but make sure you are making exactly, like solid black. Sometimes people leave like this, and that's not black enough. I want you to make very solid black. But if it's a pencil, you can erase it in case you make a mistake, right? Less pressure added to you if you are using that pencil. Okay, so does it make sense? This is what's happening, and I want you to come out with 4 thumbnail sketches to post. And again, once you make those thumbnail sketches, I want you to mark like A, B, C, D, so we can just talk about which one looks better. Okay, then next week we're gonna talk about which one based on to make this something bigger on Bristol. You need a lot of Sharpie for this assignment.